Hello and welcome to Between the Books. My name is Isadora, and today we don't have Shannon with me for this intro. If you listen to our previous podcast, you know that we recorded the Sea of Monsters episode where we got to the end and we realized that we had spent too much time talking about it all. So we split it into two. So right now we're going to jump right into spoilers, and we're going to talk about Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters by Rick Riordan, as well as the season 2 of the TV show that just came out. So thanks for listening and enjoy.
So it's probably about time
that we actually go through.
That we should talk about the book. And we're going to jump into spoilers. We're going to spoil Sea of Monsters, the show, the book, and there are some changes in the show from the book.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to hear about those just yet, leave now. Get off the ship.
Get off the ship. Perfect. Okay. We are in the Sea of Monsters. Not yet. Not yet. We're in middle school.
We're in New York City.
New York City. You could also go to New York City for your activity.
Just like how we did.
Shannon and I went to New York. And all of our friends, including Shannon, had already been to the Empire State Building, so they didn't go.
Oh, that's
true. But I was like, I need to go because that's where Olympus is. So I went to the Empire State Building, and I was like, wow, just like in Percy Jackson. Anyways, sorry.
So how did you feel about the start of this book? We're going to talk about the book kind of tangentially to the show now.
Yes.
Because the start of the series in the show is very different to the book. Because we spend a lot of time at school.
Yeah. And in the show, do we go to school? No. We don't go to school. There's no school. Like, I guess I don't dislike that. But when I was watching it, I was like, what's happening? This is different from the book. Mm-hmm. I can be like, this is not what happens. I think the main thing that we have to talk about is that at the beginning of the show, we get introduced to Tyson.
Yes.
Who is played by Daniel Deemer. I actually have met Daniel. Another thing you can do for activity. Just kidding. I have met Daniel at a party. I was too awkward, so I didn't want to talk to him. But we were introduced.
Oh,
did we shake hands? I can't remember. But I was like,
oh my God, starstruck.
I was like, wait, I'm a little embarrassed. I don't want to seem like a super fan. So I didn't really talk to Daniel. But I was worried when Daniel got cast. I only had seen him in those one Netflix movie. I don't know how much other stuff he's done. But he is way older. In fact, he's older than us.
Oh.
Yeah, he's like 28, I think.
Wow.
So when I saw that he got cast, I'm like, that is so odd because like Walker was 14. I'm like, that's really odd because I know Tyson is supposed to look big, which I think that's probably the main reason because he's a Cyclops and he's bigger. But Tyson mentally is way younger. And I was just like, I was very worried about that. In the show, they did change Tyson. Tyson is in the book is way more of like mentally, he's way younger.
Yes.
He definitely acts like he whines a lot and he cries a lot and he like says like very like little kid stuff. In the show, he was very different. I loved Tyson in the show.
He was super good.
He was so good. He was so funny.
I remember when I read the book initially, I don't know if I liked Tyson.
No, I don't think I did.
I just never had a strong opinion of him. But I really like him in the show.
I know. He was I think the actor, sweet.
Yeah, the actor did a really good job.
Oh, he did such a good job. And he was so sweet. Like every time Tyson would speak, I'd be like, I just want to hug him. Like I actually love him so much.
Yeah.
So good job, Daniel.
Our personal best friend.
Daniel Deemer. And the thing too that they changed is that Percy already knows Tyson is a Cyclops, which in the book he does not.
Yes.
And also in the book, Tyson lives in an alley in like a cardboard box. That's just how it is. And which is crazy. That's so dark. That's actually really dark. And apparently Sally in the book, like they say Sally already like called like Child Protective Services to go find him. But every time they would go to the alley, they like just wouldn't find him.
Yeah.
Probably because of the mist.
Yes.
But I do like in the show how Sally found Tyson in the, was it like a homeless shelter thing?
I don't know if it was just on the shelter or on the streets. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But definitely like it did not have a home.
And then she just like takes him in. So Tyson's living with them and like going to school with Percy. And it's so sweet. So I really like that change actually.
Yeah.
Because he deserves great things. His baby. Yeah, so we don't get but in the book, let's, I guess, talk about the book. We are in school and they're playing dodgeball
with the Canadians.
The last Dragonians show up and they are the cannibals and they're like throwing fiery balls at them. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just, I like that. I think it's fun seeing like Percy deal with those things outside of camp and outside of his quest.
And I feel like this like ties into the fact that it's just a silly thing for the cannibals to play dodgeball with Percy. And like in the show, they kind of have the same thing where the Lastragonians throw like fireballs at them as like they're trying to get to camp. But it's like not as fun.
No.
It's more like just like a monster that they're trying to run away from.
Yeah.
But in the book, the monsters always are in like these silly situations.
Yes. Yeah. And Percy gets like so much trouble because they think Percy's the one that destroyed the school because of the mist. So they're all like looking, like Percy obviously gets like kicked out of the school and they're all like looking for him and he like runs away because the school is destroyed. And I think that's really funny. And like I kind of miss those like mundane, quote unquote mundane moments, or in the sense of like him at school or like the mundane moments in camp. The show's very like tight on the quest.
Yeah, we gotta go to the quest.
Gotta go to the quest. To the killer quest. If you know, you know. Yeah, so they go into the Grey Sisters' car. Yeah. Which is a very fun scene.
I like that scene a lot.
Yeah, they run into Annabeth and they get into the car. So that's cool. I liked how it was in the show as well.
How did you feel about, this was touched on a little bit in the book, but it's done more in the show, which is that the kind of rift between Annabeth and Percy at the start of the book, where they have like a little fight.
Yes.
I don't know. How do you feel? I guess we could talk about Annabeth, Percy, Percybeth in the show and in the book.
I think they've definitely tried to have more hints of Percybeth in the show, because in the book there's nothing. Like there's very kind of little.
It's very little right now. Yeah.
I thought it was funny. I thought when they were like they said like, oh, is this your boyfriend? And she's like, no, I never said boyfriend. And Percy's like, what? And I never said boyfriend. He's like, I believe you.
In the book, yeah, that was really
funny. No, that's in the show, but in the book,
they do
Tyson sees the photo.
No, it's like the bully. The bully sees the
bully. And and the bully is like, wait, that's the girl from the photo.
Oh my
Percy
God,
has a photo
she's
of Annabeth,
real.
Which that's not in the show, but I like that Percy has a photo of Annabeth.
Yeah.
And, so they are communicating. They are sending letters to each other. And in the show, they haven't been talking.
Yes.
Which is interesting.
So I watched the first 2 episodes. We watched them together.
Yes.
And then I watched the rest of the series kind of after it all come out. And now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, they kind of got over it.
Oh, yeah.
The little argument that they were having at the start.
Yeah.
And it kind of didn't come up again.
No.
Like, they even have later on like that little code word that they come up with to like make Percy like back off in case he's like doing anything weird. I love that. But then nothing kind of came of that. Yeah. I'm just thinking about that now. Why was that in the show?
I know.
Yeah,
because it was because in the book, Annabeth, like it's her first time kind of going back to be with her dad after a long time. And I think the big thing is that it just feels weird being back with her dad. And that in the show, it's more about how she feels weird doing, like, they go to Disneyland and they go to they watch movies, and Annabeth is just like, I didn't like it, which I don't think that's the message we get in the book.
I really wanted them to talk more about Annabeth's like home life. Yes. I wonder if they're saving it for later, because we do see Annabeth's dad later in the books.
And he has been cast, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
Maybe I'm wrong. No, he has. I'm pretty sure. So maybe he's going to be in season 3.
Oh, so maybe they're saving it for season 3. Yeah. But we do hear a lot about Annabeth's dad. Not a lot, but we hear tidbits of it. Like in the book, definitely way more. I like that aspect of the kids, that they all kind of like, you know, I mean, it's good that Tyson had a home in this show. But like, he does come from like a rough background in the book. And like, if you've watched the first season, Gabe is also kind of like downplayed in the show than compared to like how he acts in the first book. And it just feels like they're kind of downplaying the kids' like backstories almost.
Did they talk about Luke's mom in this one?
No.
Yeah.
No.
But
do you mean in the show or the
both? They talk about the book, I think, right? They bring
I don't think they've brought up Luke's mom yet. Not in the book.
Really? But they have. I feel like I've seen that. Was it in the show?
I don't think it was in the show.
Did they talk about the Hermie? No, maybe not.
No, I don't think so. Not yet.
Okay.
So I wonder how they'll handle that, I think, when it comes up. But yeah, I don't think we've heard about Luke's mom yet.
Yeah.
The other thing actually is also like Ares is like low-key abusive to Clarice in the book. Also, that's the other thing. That's kind of like Ares does show up in the show. I'm jumping forward a little bit. Ares does show up in the show, but he's not as like verbally abusive of Clarice as he is in the book when Clarice is talking to him through the mirror. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like an aspect of the book they're like, kind of like downplaying low-key.
Yeah. Okay, so they get to camp, like we said, play dodgeball.
Yeah.
Not really, but they get it in, and that's pretty much the camp is being attacked. In the book, it's being attacked by a cocos bull. Is that what it's said? Like what it's called? The like metal bull? Do you remember that?
When?
In the book.
Really?
Yeah. Shannon's fact checking me. Yes, that's what is happening in the book. There's no Lastrygonians are not there, but they get there and they're fighting, and then like. And Clarice is there with like a group of kids and they're trying to protect camp. And in the book, we don't see the tree getting poisoned by Luke. We don't know it's Luke that did it. In the show, we see Luke do it. But Percy gets there and he realizes that Thalia's tree.
You're right.
I am right.
I don't know why I forgot what the monster was.
No, that's so fair because it's very quick.
Yeah.
But Percy gets there and then he's like, they find out that it's being attacked because the tree's poisoned.
Yes,
which is different from the show. We see Luke do it.
Yes.
I don't know why they did that, but okay.
We'd love to have him on screen.
I know.
Might as well. We got the actor.
Well. Thalia's tree is poisoned. They get in there and they find out that Chiron is being sent away because they've got to blame someone for the shit that's happening. And they decide to blame Chiron because he is one of Cronus's kids, which is so stupid because like if we're gonna blame Cronus's kids, why is Chiron the number one in there? But he's leaving, so we've got a new camp director because we can't trust Mr. D for anything.
Yeah.
So we've got Tantalus of all people.
I think his actor was pretty good too.
I know.
He was so funny. He was so good.
Yes. Tantalus is like the one from the underworld that he's like cursed to. He's like in the water. Yeah. And there's like a tree of I forget what type of tree it is. It's like a fruit tree.
Yeah. It's
over him, and he just can't reach it to eat. So he's just like damned to eternity of not being able to eat or drink the water.
Yes.
So he's kind of just like starving. So in the book, which is different from the show, is that he's always trying to reach for food and the food kind of like rolls away.
Yeah.
And moves away. In this one, he kind of just stares at the food like, and then he tries catching it, but he can't like get it. But in the show, in the book, it's a little more like magical.
Yeah, the food like runs away from him basically. Yeah,
which is very funny. So he's like chasing things, which is funny in the show. And then I guess another thing that difference between show book with the silliness of it all is that the show doesn't do like the silly little details that we have in the book. For example, in the book, Tantalus is wearing a prisoner's outfit, like a bright orange jumpsuit. In the show, that he's just wearing a dark outfit. And like some other things is like, why doesn't Poseidon wear a Hawaiian shirt? That would have been so good. I think they should bring that into the show. I really hope they do because his outfits are kind of boring. And why wasn't Hermes?
They're not really screaming the gods is the thing.
No, I think they're just making the gods very serious.
Yeah.
And as we know, every myth in the books, there's like this little detail that makes it silly. And I think the only time the show has gone silly is with the Minotaur. They gave him underpants, which is the same as in the book. But they haven't done anything else. Which I'll bring it up as it happens, the little differences. But yeah, one of them is that Tantalus, the bright orange jumpsuit would have been funny. Anyway, so in the book, Tyson is there. That's the moment that Percy realizes he's a Cyclops. He doesn't understand why Tyson is getting dragged into camp. He's like, why is he here? And then Annabeth is like, bro, look at him.
It's a Cyclops.
It's a Cyclops. And he starts getting basically bullied right away. Everyone's like bullying Tyson.
Yeah, there's
Tantalus is bullying him. Everyone's bullying him.
Yeah, there's a lot more prejudice against him. Even from Annabeth and Percy. Yeah. Where Annabeth's like, that's a monster, Percy.
Yeah.
And we find out a little later on why she has those feelings about Tyson specifically, which is downplayed a lot in the book.
Yes.
It's still, like, we find out that Cyclopses are the monsters that, like, attacked Luke, Thalia, and Annabeth before they made it to camp.
Yeah.
And so that's why she doesn't like Cyclopses specifically. I feel like that's more downplayed in the show. It still is Cyclops. I think
it's kind of downplayed in the show, yeah.
Yeah, but like in general, Annabeth's like prejudice against Cyclops isn't really there.
Is it that they're like trying to get Tyson kicked out or something. Or like, I forget what they're trying to do to Tyson, but then he gets claimed.
Yes.
By Poseidon.
Yes.
So he's Percy's brother, half-brother, I guess. And Percy's pissed because Percy's already has a rough childhood, especially in like outside in school. And he's supposed to be like this cool hero in camp. And now his brother is a Cyclops and everyone's making fun of him and so Percy's going around being like, he's not my brother. Like, no, he's not my brother. And it's kind of mean and sad.
It is mean and sad.
But I feel like Tyson barely realizes it because he's so baby.
Yeah. And Percy gets over it.
Yes.
But I do kind of like that aspect of Percy where he's still like, he's still a kid. And he's like, that's not my brother, you know? Like the way, like, that's kind of reasonable for like, not reasonable, but like realistic for a 13-year-old to act. And you see why he thinks like that. And also it's like, guys, it's because he has daddy issues. It's because he has problems with his dad, okay? So they took that aspect of Percy out of the books, which I think makes him a little less nuanced in they took it out of the show, which makes the show character a little less nuanced.
Yeah. And so in the book and in the show, we go for the chariot races. For some reason, Tantalus wants to bring them back.
Bring it back.
And so they're going for chariot races. Percy and Annabeth are kind of like having a bit of a spat. And so instead of working together, they were going to work together. But they just ended up like competing separately. Percy goes with Tyson. Annabeth goes with someone else from her cabin. And I think that's fun. I think that's a fun scene.
Yeah, I think it works in both.
And I'm glad that they kept it because it was very like
cinematic.
Camp.
And camp.
Yeah. And then they get attacked by the birds, which I think it does happen in the book as well.
Yes.
They get attacked by the birds. I do think it's funny that they bring out like the high-pitched sound to and they get like, is it
Mariah Carey. They use Mariah Carey in the show. I think it's funny. In the book, they just get one of Chiron's really bad CDs.
Yes. And then, like,
but I think it's funny that in the show they got Mariah Carey. Yeah. I think that's really funny.
Oh, also, obviously, Grover's missing. Grover has gone after Pan. We do get, actually, it's the first scene in the book. It's a dream from Percy, seeing Grover running.
The first scene in the show.
In the book as well. No, it's in the book. Grover is running down the streets of Florida. And so it's a dream that Percy has.
You're right again.
I know.
I read this book, guys.
No, it's because I skimmed right before we started recording. But, because I also wouldn't have remembered. But that doesn't happen in the book. But Percy has a dream of Grover running down the streets and he goes inside a bridal shop. It's like, oh, what's happening? And so Percy has a dream of Grover. Grover's wearing a wedding dress. We love to see it. And it was really cool because in the show, there's a point where they switch and Percy's wearing the dress. And it's so funny. And then Grover puts down his veil. And this was improvised. Grover puts out his veil and he says, "How do I look?" And then Percy says, "Beautiful." I thought that was so funny. I love their dynamic. I love Aryan Simhadri as Grover.
Yes.
He is so funny. He's so good. I think he's one of the best cast. I think.
I would agree. I think he definitely elevated Grover
yes.
as a character for me. Because and Grover's not in the book very much at all.
Yeah.
But whenever Grover's on scene in the show,
so funny.
He is. Especially like later on when not even just with Percy, but when he's hanging out just with like Clarice in the show.
Or even Tyson
at the end. Yeah.
He's so good.
He's really good.
Yeah, he's definitely like, because I love Lee as Annabeth. I love Walker as Percy, but I love those characters already so much in the book. But I think characters, like we've been talking about, characters that and now I somehow like them even more in the show. Tyson, Clarice, and Grover.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes. So yeah, they have that dream because now they're kind of linked. Oh, they have these, what's it called? Empathy
links.
And so Percy realizes that Grover's in danger. He is in Polyphemus' cave. And he's dressed he's got a wedding dress because he's kind of pretending to be a bride. And that's the whole Odyssey thing. He's making like is it a shawl? What is it then? Or is it the veil?
A veil. He's making the veil, but he's unraveling the veil.
Yeah. Just like Penelope.
Rick, you're so cool. Like, that's just such a...
I don't think I caught that the first time. Yeah. But now that I know.
Now that you know the story of Odyssey and Penelope and stuff, it's like, oh, that makes sense because he's waiting for Percy to come save him. Oh, so good.
So good. And yeah, so now Percy's like, shit, not only we have to go on a quest to save the tree, we have to go get Grover. And I think, is that when he finds out about the fleece? The golden fleece? From the dream? Does Grover say? Grover says something, but he doesn't like fully
explain what it is. Yeah, but then Percy like realizes it's the like he's talking about the fleece.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the whole thing was that with the chariot race and everything, I think if the winner could get like a
boon. They get a boon.
A boon. Percy brings up the quest with Tantalus, and then he's like, no. And then that night he brings up, he's like, I just had an idea of how to save camp.
Very funny.
And he gives the quest to Clarice, who technically won the chariot race, but that's because she didn't stop. And she got to the end and she didn't try to save everyone from the birds. Does that happen in the book?
In the book, that's what happens.
That happens in the show as well.
In the show, she doesn't finish the race, but she does something like heroic.
This is different from the book. In the book, is she given the chance to choose? I don't think we even see it, given the chance to choose someone else to go with her. I don't remember, but in the show, she chooses Annabeth. And at this point, Annabeth has had a call with Chiron, and this is in the show. And Chiron told her not to let Percy go outside. Don't let Percy go on any quest because of the big prophecy, which we haven't really gone. This is when Annabeth learns about the prophecy, which in the book, she kind of already knows. So there's this really good scene. I love that scene when Clarice is choosing, in the show, choosing who to go. Because she chooses Annabeth. Percy's like, stands up and he's like, I'm the son of the sea god. Like, this actually makes sense. Choose me. And Clarice looks at him and she will choose him. And I think that's something that wouldn't have happened in the book. So
absolutely, yeah.
So I love that. Because you're like, Clarice is not just a mean bully. She's actually thinking critically, and she knows that this is the right move, and she's about to choose Percy, and then Annabeth tells her not to, and Percy looks so betrayed.
Annabeth is so crazy.
That's fucking crazy.
Like, in the show,
yeah,
she's like so cunning. Mm-hmm. In this, she's very cunning. Later on, when she's talking to Clarice, she's like, I don't know if like, not bloodthirsty, but she's more willing to make sacrifices.
Yes.
Even more so than like Clarice is.
Yes.
Which I think is so interesting.
Yeah. And even like going back to the chariot race, remember Tyson hears her talking to Bronte being like,
Take Percy out. Take him out.
And Tyson's like,
Even Bronte's like,
your body
I thought you guys were close.
Yeah. But I did love that scene. I can't remember. I don't think we see Clarice. I think they just kind of walk away. Like, I just don't remember Clarice.
I just double checked. It's not in the book. Yes, you are correct.
Yeah. But moving on, Percy is at the beach. Cannot remember why he's at the beach. I think it's at night.
He's just like, I'm stressed out and the water calms me. Yes. So I'm going to go hang out on the beach.
And then he's just at the beach. And then this jogger comes and Percy's like, looks around. He's like, how did this man get here?
This is so funny in the books because we don't know who he is yet.
Yes, Percy's literally like, how did this man get through camp? Because he looks like a random jogger. And Percy's like, should I say something? And then the jogger comes in. He's like, hey man, can I sit next to you? And Percy's like, yeah.
And then he has like a Diet Pepsi.
And he doesn't fully introduce himself. And then we find out that that's Hermes. Mm-hmm. And, Hermes is like, hey, is it in the book that Hermes is like, hey, your dad said you should go on this quest? Or is it something that, or he like, you get permission to go on this quest?
Yeah.
Something like that. And because Percy's thinking about, he was like, I still need to go. Even though I wasn't chosen for this quest, I need to be the one
because he needs to save Grover, yeah.
And Hermes gives him like a
thermos?
It's a thermos, yes. And then he also gives him like a little thing of vitamins.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is going to bring you back to yourself whenever you need it. and Percy's like, okay, sure. In the show, we just see Lin-Manuel Miranda coming up to us. We already know his Hermes. No surprise. He's like wearing a hoodie.
Yeah.
He's like, so serious. He's just like so... And I'm like, make him a jogger.
Give him the jogger suit.
Let Lin-Manuel Miranda jog in this show, please. That would have been so funny. And in the book, he has the phone with Martha and George, who are the snakes that are in this... What's it called? The name?
The Caduceus, yeah.
But in this one, he has the phone, and they're like and he's talking to Percy, and Percy's like so weirded out by it. Oh, and then Tantalus shows up and tries to kill them.
Yeah.
Full on. That does not happen in the book. He like tries to shoot them with a crossbow.
Yeah, crossbow.
And that's crazy.
But they managed to escape. They make it onto the Princess Andromeda.
Yeah, because Hermes is like, hey, that's your ride. I got your ride. That's the ride. Go on that boat.
Go on that boat.
No other context.
Yep.
And they get to the boat, and it's Luke's boat. In the book, they go in, and it's just like full of humans.
Do you know who's wearing silly outfits in this book?
Who?
Luke.
Luke is very silly.
Why'd they put him in silly outfits? Why is he the one who gets all this? He gets his little sailor sweater.
He's wearing like these like weird like pullovers and like weird outfits. I'm like, why is he? And they made him like that too in the show, which is really funny.
Why is he?
Like, why are you wearing that?
I'm like, I'm happy, but I think it's funny that he's the one who's wearing his little sailor garb and no one else is.
I'm like, okay, dude, that doesn't like match his personality, so it's weird. But in the boat, they get in and there's like a bunch of people and they're like, okay, this is like a touristy boat, tourists. And then they just start getting like weird vibes. And I think it's the key card. They get the key card and they realize it's like this
scythe.
Is that in the show or in the book?
It's in the show.
Yeah. I can't remember what I think it's just Tyson smells monsters.
Tyson smells monsters, yeah.
Yeah.
And they realize it's Luke and his crew.
Yeah. In the show, they see Allison Williams.
Yes.
She's like just chilling. And then they're like realize that there's monsters and Annabeth is like, Allison, there are monsters in here. You have to do something. She's like, oh, let me just get my other demigod buddies. And we'll help out. But no. Yeah, basically, I mean, like we don't have to go through everything, but this is just they talk to Luke. They realize that Luke has
the sarcophagus.
The sarcophagus of Cronus. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, like I don't think Cronus is in there, but he's like reforming. But like, how does that work? I don't know. Because he's still in Tartarus.
They're trying to get him back. They're trying to get him back out of Tartarus.
I don't know. Where did he get that sarcophagus? We never find out.
I don't know.
No, he just has that.
He just got it.
Cool. And yeah, so they just, talk to Luke. I think there's a fight. In the show, there's a bigger fight for sure because they fight Allison and they throw her off the boat, which is really funny.
It is so funny.
So funny. And
Tyson makes the bomb in the show. And same kind of thing happens in the book too. They get off. And then I guess the ones, like the kind of major thing that kind of already happened is the Hydra fight.
Yes, so this is not in the show.
Yeah.
This is in the book. And they go which kind of in the show, they go to this little area where Annabeth takes them because she's like, was one of our demigod hideouts when I was with Thalia and Luke. And they have that in the book, but it's like, it's different. In the show, it's like in the sewers kind of thing. And, right? It's like underground thing. In the book, it's just like, and they're in Florida, by the way. And it's like in the forest? I don't know where it is. Like swamp? Is it like in the swamp?
Like swamp area, yeah.
And because they find it like hidden like under leaves and stuff. And they're like, Tyson, just go look for snacks. Look for berries. Look for powdered donuts. And Tyson's like, yeah, I'll go look for powdered donuts. Comes back with powdered donuts. And Percy's like, where the fuck did you get that? So what are you talking? He's like, oh, in the donut store.
At the donut store.
What are you talking about? We're in the middle of nowhere. And then there's just this it's called Monster Donuts, I think. And they're like, strange. And then just the Hydra shows up. And the Hydra's wearing a bib.
Yeah.
And they fight the Hydra. And see, in the book, they're like, Percy cuts off the head because he doesn't know.
He doesn't know it'll grow back.
No, which in the show, if that scene happened, they'd be like, "I'm not cutting the head. I know what's going to happen."
Annabeth's like, "Don't cut off the head."
Yes, which I like. Even if Annabeth knows, I like that it doesn't say right away. Like we see it happen, and then we're like, "Oh, we shouldn't do that," which is not what would have happened in the show. But we didn't see it, which is I think that's the big thing that didn't happen in the show that I wish we had seen because I love the Hydra. I think it's so interesting. We did see that in the movie. Do you remember?
I don't. I've seen the movie once.
What?
Sorry.
As opposed to 100 times? They go to like, it's in the first movie. It's so random because obviously that's not in the first book. They're looking for the pearl and it's like in the museum in, can't remember. It's like, it looks like the Parthenon. I forget, but it's in the US. I don't know where that is. But there's a bunch of janitors and they form to become the Hydra.
You could just be making stuff up to me right now.
My gosh,
I don't remember.
Have to watch the movie.
I guess so.
Next activity. It's fun. And I think it's a really cool scene. So I wish we had the Hydra in this, basically. But it's okay.
Because Clarice comes and saves them.
Yeah. Clarice shows up with her boat.
Undead boat.
Undead boat. Yes. It's got just basically dead bodies. No, just like soldiers back from the dead from like different wars, because they're the losers from wars because they like owe a debt to Ares.
I like this change in the show compared to the book, which is that first off, they have in the book it's just like from the Confederate.
Yes, I was gonna say that, which is a crazy thing.
Which is crazy thing. But in the show, it's like from all across time, which is once super cool because there's different outfits and costumes and everything. And there's Mitch, and I love Mitch.
Mitch who lost the streaming wars.
Oh,
he's like a Blockbuster.
He's a Blockbuster employee. That's so funny. That's like the funniest thing they added. I love Mitch. I think he's so cool.
He's so funny. And we see there's the separate scene where we see Ares with Clarice taking her into the boat, showing everyone. And I love the guy who plays Ares. And I just think it's so good. I love that scene. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, like, I liked this change in, like, Clarice's story where it's, like, Clarice actually feels like she has to kind of win the trust of her crew over.
Yeah.
And then she kind of feels like this kind of camaraderie with them, which is super fun because in the show they kind of drive home the fact that Clarice doesn't have any friends. It's evident in the book as well, but it's really driven home in the show.
Yeah.
And so these Confederate dead soldiers, not Confederates, sorry, in the show they're just dead soldiers, are kind of like low-key some of her first friends.
Yes, because they're like not listening to her at first, but then she just does this really inspiring speech. And they're all like, yes. And then she's like, I will take you guys to Elysium. Like
she makes a promise to them. She makes a promise. And I think that's so sweet that for the rest of the show, Clarice is like, but I made a promise. Yes. And that she's actually like sticking with it. I think that's super cool. Percy and Annabeth and Tyson get on the boat. They do this kind of thing in the show where they kind of trick Clarice into taking them on the boat.
Oh yeah, doesn't Percy do the like single combat thing?
Yeah.
That's like his little trick now. Single combat. Let's go, you and me.
You and me. Single combat. Once they get on the boat, to enter the Sea of Monsters, they have to, in the show, they have to choose between Scylla and Charybdis. In the book, they just do Charybdis.
Really? I think they like probably talk about it, but they just do Charybdis. And Charybdis in the book has braces, just so you know. Which would have been really silly in the show, so it's okay that they didn't do it, but I think that's a funny thing that Rick does.
Yeah, so they just have like a really short argument about Scylla or Charybdis, and then Clarice just says, we're going to Charybdis, and they do that, and they do basically the Charybdis scene. And this one, Annabeth is the one who's like, you have 6 soldiers.
Ruthless.
You have 6... you could just sacrifice them to Scylla,
6.
Which actually is not even mentioned in the book at all. Clarice is like, does it? Because she sort of sees what Annabeth is talking about, but she doesn't want to sacrifice her crew.
Yeah.
Even if they're already dead.
I think it's interesting because Clarice is like, this is her quest, obviously, but sometimes she kind of like, I think she just lets Percy and Annabeth make a decision sometimes because they're the ones that have experience. And you can kind of see it on like her fighting herself and being like, oh, maybe they know better, which I think is Percy even is like, we know what's up, like, and she's like, I guess. But you can see, like, I think because the acting's so good, I think you can really see that turmoil, the inner turmoil.
Yeah. So in the middle of when they're at Scylla, Clarice is like, no, we're gonna do Charybdis because heroes don't run from a fight.
We lose Mitch, don't we?
No, not Mitch. Mitch is okay.
We lose like one of the guys.
One of the guys, yeah. They fight Charybdis.
And it's crazy.
I actually thought this looked really good in the show. Just the sheer size of Charybdis. Yes. I think they did this scene really good. And when Annabeth...
And Percy, like, controlling the water.
Yeah. And Annabeth almost getting, like, thrown off the boat.
Yes, like, that was stressful. Yeah. That was scary. And in the book, Annabeth uses the thermos to control the winds, because Percy's like, I can try controlling the waves, but I can't control the winds, which is funny because like I thought wasn't there the whole thing that like Percy wouldn't be able to control the waves because they're in the Sea of Monsters, then that's like not Poseidon's domain type thing. Isn't that a thing? Am I making that up? But Tyson, there's like something wrong with the boat in the boiler room. Tyson's over there like trying to fix it. I don't remember if that happens. That happens in the book. Yeah, in the show. I mean, Yeah, and then there's just like, it's just a lot of shit going on, and suddenly the boat explodes.
Oh my god, it looks so cool in the show.
And in the book, Percy goes in the water and he says, like, he realizes that Tyson probably died in this explosion, and he thinks, all I can think about is how I wish I could drown. Which is crazy, because Percy can't breathe in the water, but it's like...
Baby.
He's so, like, that's, like, his brother just died, so he's like, that's so sad. And then they wake up on the beach.
On the Cece's Island.
Cece Island, which is different from I don't like that in the show. They wake up inside the building already.
Oh, yeah.
I like that in the book. They're in the island and they're like...
They wake up like on the dock.
What's happening?
Yeah.
Where am I? And then this girl just comes to like a little clipboard.
Hello!
Comes out. She's like, hi guys. Do you look like you need a spa? You look like you need to relax. And they just kind of go along with it in the book, and they go in and they're like, wow, this place is so pretty. It looks beautiful in the book, which we don't really see in the show, the vision.
Yeah.
But I think visually, the way that's described in the book is really cool. And they're like, they don't really know where they are, but they're like, honestly, yeah, we just went through something traumatic. Maybe we should just relax. We have time.
Yeah, I think it was like a bit of like Cersei kind of like charming them in the book anyway. And like, there's that scene this is more like in the book because Cersei's kind of talking to Percy like about his flaws and stuff, and like Percy kind of like gets charmed by her in a sense, or he's like, oh yeah, I could be better, you know, like I do have flaws. And Cersei's like, I can fix those. This is a major difference in the book versus the show, which is like the Cersei's like intention, I guess, which is that in the book she's specifically turning like the men and stuff into like pigs or like animals. That's and
like
stuff.
Her main intention. And it's just like she just wants to like have a spot for women, and she doesn't want the men there, so she turns them into the guinea pigs. But there's a whole thing in the show.
Yeah, it's a whole thing in the show about how she's trying to like just keep people in general on her island. Yeah. So she's kind of tricking them by thinking that they can overcome their like fatal flaw or whatever to get past the sirens. Yeah. It's a little more complicated.
I don't love it.
I don't love it either.
Yeah.
I kind of think it's cool that they kind of combined, I guess, the Cersei plot and the siren plot.
Yeah.
To make it kind of one big obstacle in the show in one episode, basically. I just think the fact that Cersei turns men into guinea pigs is funny.
Yes, and I just don't. It just like it doesn't make sense for there to be men there. When I started watching the show, I was like, why are the men here?
Why are the men here?
What is going on? There's something wrong. Men are not supposed to be in here. Because the whole thing is that like the myth and everything, like she does not want the men there. Why would she want, like that goes against her character. So that they just could have not had any extras that were men. That would have been so easy. Like literally so easy. Don't hire any men for this particular scene.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I thought the Cersei Island was fine.
And it was like how we mentioned before, they already knew she was Cersei right away.
Yeah.
And in the book, they do not. And like, it takes a while. Like, even like when Percy gets turned into a guinea pig, it's like, it's a big surprise.
And I like the siren scene a lot when they actually get on the boat and try to like go past the sirens.
It wasn't about the fatal flaw.
It wasn't about the fatal flaw. And also like, it was a little confusing because they end up both not having beeswax in their ear.
Yeah.
In the book, Annabeth is tied to the mast and Percy has wax in his ear, so he can't hear the siren song. And it plays out kind of similarly in the show, which is that Annabeth kind of gets lured by the siren song and Percy has to go save her.
Because Percy's tied, yeah.
But why doesn't Percy...
Because he's only thinking about Annabeth.
Really?
Yeah. Annabeth is like, wait, what did you see? And he says, I only saw you. Which is supposed to be a Percy thing, but this is in the show.
Oh, okay.
Which is like, but also I don't like that. Because that doesn't go with, I guess that goes with his fatal flaw.
That he just really wanted to save Annabeth. He's risking
himself and it's just about Annabeth. But, yeah, I don't know. But just going back to Cersei, I loved seeing him as a guinea pig. I loved the little conversation with like Blackbeard.
Oh my god, wait, that was so funny. Wait, did you put on the subtitles for that?
I think it came.
Or does it just show up? I just watch it automatically with subtitles. So I was like, what does this look like without subtitles? They're having a whole conversation.
They for sure had it, I think.
Okay, because it was so funny. Actually,
funny.
You know what's funny? I do love that they kept it was Blackbeard.
Yes.
I do love that. Was so funny. And the pirates show up at the end. I do love that it was still Blackbeard. I think that's so funny.
I know. Oh, another thing that they had in the book that they didn't have in the show is that when Percy sees Annabeth dressed, he's like in awe. He's like, she's so pretty. And there's no reaction in the show.
In the show, they're kind of like, they're like weird about awkward. It. They're like, don't mention this.
Yes. But in the book, Percy's like, wow. She looks really pretty. Which I wish there was some hint of that. But it's fine. Yeah, they leave Cersei and they do the sirens. I don't like the way the sirens looked in the show. Sorry, we're talking so much about the show. Book. Before we go into the show, in the book, they kind of just sail. They take Blackbeard's boat, which is funny.
Yes.
And the Queen Anne's, and they are sailing, and they just know that they're. And then Percy has a dream about Grover again, and then Annabeth wakes him up, and he's like, "Hey, the sirens are we're here." And that's what happens, like you said. Like Annabeth gets tied, and Percy has. But Annabeth cuts. How does she?
She cuts herself because she has her knife still on her.
Yeah, so and then she just jumps in the water.
And she just jumps in the water, yeah.
And then Percy jumps in the water to save her, and he touches her, and he sees what she's seeing, which is like a view of New York, except all the buildings are redesigned to look like more Greek inspired because Annabeth wants to be an architect, which we have not talked about Annabeth wanting to be an architect at all in the show.
Yeah.
Which I think is such a cute little thing about her.
Yeah.
And we have not talked about it. And she's having a little picnic with her dad, Athena, and Luke.
Yeah.
And Percy is jealous. He's like, wait, why the fuck is Luke here right now?
Why am I not there?
Why am I not here? But he touches her, and then he's able to, I think he uses his powers. And, he makes a bubble so that they can't hear the sirens anymore. And Annabeth starts sobbing because she's so upset. And this is her, I think this is her finding out her fatal flaw, which is in the book. In the show, they say that she already knew.
Yeah, no, she knew it as well.
Did she?
Yeah, she knew it was pride. Or like she like had an idea, but definitely it's emphasized where she's like talking to Percy.
No,
she was
like, she said she was like, I want to be tied because I want to hear the sirens because that's gonna. They say that when you hear them, they talk about your fatal flaw, and I want to know. I think that's what it is in the book. I might be wrong, but that sounds true.
That sounds true. Yes,
I think that's it. So this was her being like, that's my fatal flaw. So, and she was like heartbroken because she was seeing something that she couldn't have, and she's crying. And then in the show, it was cool in the show.
I really liked the scene in the show.
I just didn't like how they looked. I didn't like the sirens look like rocks because that makes like zero sense to me.
I thought it was
those aren't sirens.
Okay, my thing is that in Hades 2, they made like, okay, I guess it makes a little bit more sense. They made like the nymphs look like rocks. Okay. And I think they look cool in Hades too.
I think the nymphs as rocks make sense. I think sirens were mermaids.
Well, they're not mermaids.
But they're kind of like
mermaids.
They
aren't mermaids.
They look like more like
No, they're not. They're not mermaids at all. They're birds. In the Odyssey. They could have been birds. I agree, they could have been birds.
Okay, while some versions have depicted sirens as woman-headed birds, the other versions depict them as mermaids.
Yeah.
Not rocks.
I think it's cool.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, it's cool that Annabeth goes to the sirens and she wants to destroy them. Like she's being in like there's this. She thinks that that's what's happening. That she's fighting their song and that she's getting to them and she's gonna destroy them. And then she's about to get hurt.
Yes.
By the siren, or she thinks she's almost getting to them, and then she actually is almost getting hurt. And then Athena shows up.
Yes.
Randomly, and that's not in the book.
Yeah.
Athena shows up and saves her, and then she's like, they're having this conversation. Athena's like, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
And they have this whole moment. It's actually really cute because when was the last time she saw her mom? Probably like so long ago. And she gets closer and thinks they're about to touch or something, and it cuts and it's the sirens and they're like tricking her, and then Percy grabs her away, and
what a good scene.
That did trick me.
That surprised me. Yeah, I liked that a lot.
So I did like that because I was about to get pissed that Athena was there.
Athena just showed up.
I was like, why is Athena here? What is happening? This is like not the moment that we should be having right now. So I did like that.
I liked that they hired this actress just for that scene.
Yeah, I mean, she will come back.
I know, but I think it's funny.
I know, because when I saw that she got cast and she was going to be in it, I'm like, why for the vision that's going to be 2 seconds? She doesn't even have like lines. But no, that was cool. Her outfit was weird, but it was like yellow jumpsuit.
It's a vision. Maybe they'll change it.
Yeah, but they make it to Polyphemus Island. I think they just see him opening and closing the.
They do the thing where they disguise themselves as sheep.
But they do that to go inside, right?
They get they don't disguise themselves as sheep, but they
Yes, I know. They take the sheep thing.
No, they hold on to like the
they go under.
Yeah, they hold on to the underside
Percy
of the
does.
sheep.
Annabeth uses her hat.
Annabeth uses her hat, yeah.
Which I don't understand why she didn't do it in the first place in this one.
Yeah.
It's just to be funny. Because in the show they just get like the
sheepskin and they pretend to be sheep. Which I actually think that is funny. I like that a lot.
It was funny because then they start doing like that.
Yeah, I think that is pretty funny, honestly.
It was really funny. But
they do that to sneak into the cave.
Which is different from the show, but yeah.
The show, they have this whole thing.
It's a whole thing outside.
It's kind of complicated, low-key, because Luke is also there.
I know.
So it's a little bit complicated.
But yeah, and let's just talk about the book first. Mm-hmm. They get into there, and they see Clarice is also there. So she is alive.
Yay!
Grover's still dressed as a... and they're like watching. I think they're watching because they're still like disguised, and Annabeth has her hat. And Clarice is just like... Grover is like... oh my god, and like pretending to be Cyclops bride, and then he's like, oh, my bride, like Polyphemus says that, and Claire's like, bride? Are you talking about Grover? And he's like, who's Grover? And he's like, the satyr? And I'm like, Claire's chop. Do you not understand what's going on here? So Polyphemus is like, he was tricked by Grover this whole time, and now he's like pissed. And they have, I think they just fight, right? And then there's like Percy and Annabeth starts doing the nobody thing.
Yes.
Yeah. She like basically is like, she's got her hat and she's like being like, she's moving around. Obviously he can't see her, and she's like, I'm nobody, blah, blah. And like nobody like from the Odyssey with Odysseus. So he gets like triggered. And so at one point he just hits her and she gets hurt. Can't remember where the fleece is. I know. It's okay if we don't fact check. It's just too much.
Okay. Yeah.
But I somehow, like, they get the fleece and they put it over Annabeth.
Yep.
So she's fine. This happens all in there. And Tyson shows up.
Yes.
So Tyson's alive. And Tyson fights with... Polyphemus is like, no, your brother. And Tyson's like,
brother, no.
You're not my brother. That's my brother. And then they fight. And Tyson like kicks his ass. I think he throws him off the cliff. And he falls with it. Mm-hmm. Tyson and... So then Percy's like, fuck. Tyson died again. Shit. Anyways, we lose that. And then... Luke does not show up.
Luke doesn't show up at all at this point.
No, okay.
Luke only shows up way later in the book.
Yeah. So if we go to the show... They get there, they see the fleece in the thing, and then they go to get the fleece, and then Percy's like, this is different, because in the show there's a big hole.
Yes.
On top, for what reason? I don't know, I guess to like help with the scenes that happen, but there's a big hole on top of the cave. So they don't go through the door, through the rock, past the rock gate. Percy starts like lowering himself, and then Annabeth realizes that the golden fleece that's on the tree is just like a random fleece that's painted gold. And then she's like, oh, this is a trap.
Like Polyphemus has been like tricking people to come to his island and like get the fleece and stuff.
Oh, and then another thing in the show is that one scene when Grover is in the closet and he's like and then Clarice is hearing him talk, and he says like, your father who's so kind. I don't know what he says, like, consider her like forgiven. And then Clarice is like, my father? And then she opens the door and she realizes it's not Grover speaking, it's the Cyclops. Yeah. So in the show, Polyphemus already knows that Grover is a satyr, and he's been kind of using Grover because he wants Percy to come. I think he just knows that, because Grover's talking about Percy in his sleep, and he just knew that Percy was on his way. So he was using Grover, which is interesting, making him a little less dumb than in the book, I guess.
But then he still kind of gets triggered by the nobody stuff.
He does, yes. So he keeps chasing Annabeth around.
Yeah.
And then Luke shows up.
Yeah.
And he sees Annabeth being chased, and he's like, what the fuck is happening? And basically, the Cyclops closes the door with Percy inside. Annabeth is outside. Is Tyson stuck inside?
No, he's already tackled Polyphemus off the cliff.
Yeah. So because Polyphemus closes them in. Annabeth he already hit Annabeth, so Annabeth is on the ground. Yeah. Tyson shows up, so they're seeing Tyson through the hole.
So Tyson and the Cyclops fight. They get thrown
through the hole. Yeah. And then Luke shows up.
Yeah.
And I really liked this scene because it's the one where they wanted. Luke is like, give me the fleece. I have to heal Annabeth.
Yeah.
And Clarice is like, no chance. We're not doing that. And Percy and his fatal flaw.
Of loving his friends.
He like takes it out of Clarice's hand and gives it to Luke.
Yeah.
And I love Walker's just acting in that scene because you can feel his desperation. He's like yelling because Luke shows up and he's like, Luke, do not get close to her. Do not touch her. And I loved that. I thought that was really good. And Luke just heals Annabeth and takes her away, which is not in the book. So then they're there, and Clarissa has this whole prophecy that it says that in the book is different in the show. I forget exactly the wording, but it just says that Clarissa's going to go back in a metal cage, metal something, and without friends. Like to save camp. And they're like, what the fuck does that mean? Is Clarissa gonna die? This is the coffin are we talking about? But they realize that Percy just kind of realizes that Clarissa should just go on a plane.
Which is so funny.
I know.
Because it's
Percy can't go on a plane.
Percy can't go on a plane. Yeah.
So they send Clarissa off with the fleece
to the airport.
And then that's in the book. That's when Luke shows up.
Yes.
And he's like, where's the fleece?
Yeah.
and Percy's like, gone.
And by the way, single combat?
Hey, what about a single combat?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Clarissa left. Luke's pissed. And then there's just because a bunch of Luke's troop just comes.
Yes.
And then there's a big fight. And the party ponies.
And then the party ponies, which is my thing, which I really wanted the party ponies to show up in the show, and they don't. I think that would have been so funny.
And the ways they know is because Percy uses the Iris message to like call Mr. D.
Yes.
And Tantalus and be like, so Luke, you were the one that poisoned the tree.
Yes, because we don't see it in the book.
No.
And so then they've kind of like just confirmed
That's why they were blaming Chiron. So
Yeah.
when Luke admits it, they're like, Mr. D basically calls Chiron. He's like, hey, can you go help Percy?
Yeah.
And then Percy shows up, or Chiron shows up with the party ponies, which is all his like family members wearing like spring break clothes from Florida.
From
Miami, which is really funny. And the whole scene's really fun. And then they all just go back to camp riding on the
party ponies.
Yeah. But then they get back to camp. Clarissa came back. They put the fleece on the tree.
And it works.
Wait, but going back to quickly the show, there's a whole extra
there's a whole extra episode, low-key.
Because Annabeth gets taken by Luke, so they have to save Annabeth. And also Luke took the fleece, obviously.
Yeah. So they have like a whole second scene back on the boat.
On the boat, yeah. Where Percy like puts this hat on. And I was reading about this because there's a scene when he meets Annabeth and she's like tied up. She takes off his head and he says, this hat's really itchy.
Yeah.
Apparently that's a thing that's talked about in the new books. I didn't want to read into it because it's
what does that mean?
A detail. Basically, the hat is itchy for a reason. Like that's actually a detail from the new books, the new Percy books. I didn't read too much into it, but I saw people making comments about
what's the lore about the Yankees hat? Do you know?
No, I didn't want to read too into it, but from what I'm gathering, it's like I don't know if it's itchy for Annabeth as well, or if it's like Athena does something to the hat so it's not itchy, but then it's itchy for other people, something like that. But that is a detail from the new books.
Wow.
Which is funny.
That's so...
Yeah.
Wow. Who read the new books?
I know.
Not me.
Because, Percy was like, is that also itchy to you?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like a lice joke or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But in this one, when does Annabeth realize that the fleece would work on the tree in the show?
Like right now, because she has a dream. She has a dream.
She has a weird dream. So she tells Luke. So Percy like uses the hat. So he's like hiding and watching Annabeth, and Luke comes to talk to her, and then she like.
This is like an interesting change where they find out like earlier on that the fleece could help bring Thalia back, and that's kind of contributes to whether they should put the fleece on the tree.
Yes, which is interesting.
I do
love the surprise in the book. But I can see how this works with the plot in the show.
Yes.
So it's different. But yeah, so then Percy goes to grab the fleece. Luke realizes Percy's here. He goes there. They fight. Percy hears Cronus in his head. Forget exactly what he says, but he hears it.
Hello, little hero.
Yeah.
So spooky.
And Percy is able to get the thing, and he gets into the elevator, and Luke stabs him. And I forgot about the fleece. And I was like, holy fuck. Percy just got stabbed. Oh my god, what do we do? And also Percy also forgot about the fleece because it takes him a hot second to be like, wait, let me put this on. He gets healed, so it's fine. Meanwhile, Clarice is there as well, and she's like debating whether to go for the fleece or for Annabeth, but then he hears people going after Annabeth.
This is actually very sweet, yeah. And then Clarice decides to go save Annabeth instead of like going after the fleece, which is actually kind of funny because then Percy goes after the fleece. They do like a little switch.
Yes.
Which I think is really cute. Also, they were playing Mythomagic, which I think was so fun.
I know. I love Clarice had to hide, and they were like, we're going to play Mythomagic. I'm like, fuck, Clarice, and I was stuck here.
I was like, is this just going to be where she's stuck for the rest of if they're just playing a whole thing of Mythomagic? Yeah, I think that was so funny.
Yeah, and then so she takes Annabeth. Meanwhile, Grover and Tyson are trying to figure out how to get everyone back to camp.
Oh my god. And they try to like hotwire a car. This is so funny.
I loved their dynamic. I think they were really funny together. And that was the first time they were meeting too, which is funny. And then they call Sally.
This is a great change.
I love
this change.
I think that really fits in with the world. Like, yeah, they would call Sally. And Sally's in like this little store and she's like talking to Tyson. It's like, hey Tyson, how's it going? It's like, good. It's like, how's camp? It's good. Can you come pick us up?
We missed the bus.
We missed the bus. You're like, aren't you supposed to be in camp right now? And then Grover says something like, Grover, where are you right now? Where's Percy?
Grover, aren't you supposed to be missing? Yeah. I came back.
It's so funny. And then she just goes to pick them up. And then Percy's like, Mom? And it's very cute that she drives them back to camp. And then they get there and they realize the camp is being attacked because they see, oh my gosh. We didn't talk about Blackjack
being in this book. Great change. Actually, I love that.
Yes, I love that. When he ran into Blackjack on the boat. Ooh, that was so fun. And he saves them too.
Yeah.
And he's the one that takes Clarice back. She does not take a plane.
I think that makes way more sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The one change is that we don't hear Blackjack's thoughts in the... Percy does, but only Percy. We don't get to see what
it's pretty funny.
It is funny because everyone's like, what is... He can hear the horse? But I do kind of miss hearing Percy or him Blackjack. But anyways, they see Blackjack. Blackjack tells them that Clarice is like struggling to get into camp because it's being attacked. And I thought that was nice, that scene with Sally, when Sally's going in and Percy's like, no, you're not going in. Like last time I came in, I saw you die. Like you're not going to come in. And it was really sweet. And yeah. But... there's a whole fight. Like, Luke just shows up with a bunch of trucks. I was so confused. I was like, who are these people?
Whoa, you guys can drive?
What are these vans? And there's just, like, the Lastrygonians and the traitor demigods. They're all coming here to attack. And Clarissa meets Chris Rodriguez, and he's with a group of kids. And then Chris Rodriguez just turns out to be a traitor. Cool. Katie Gardner is there for a second.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Stabs Katie Gardner.
Damn, Katie Gardner dead.
They, like, fight. And
this fight is really like, I don't know if you like noticed this, but this fight's really graphic.
Yeah, I know. Yes, because they were like stabbing each other,
like
fighting.
Like Chris like gets like Clarice and like her like calf, and it's like kind of looks like it hurts a lot.
I feel like this whole ending was
it's way more graphic than the rest of the season, which is so weird. Like when Annabeth gets like shot with the arrow, I was like, oh my god,
yes.
That's crazy.
I was not expecting that. It's just like, I'm fine. Don't save me.
Don't save me. I'm okay. Yeah. I'm like, oh my god.
But yeah, and then they're fighting. That whole scene was really cool. And then Percy and Luke lock eyes across the field. They go to fight. Luke beats the shit out of Percy.
It's so funny.
It's actually, I was not expecting that because I feel like all the fights have been swords.
Yeah.
Like cutting. Yeah, so Luke was like full on just punching Percy, breaking his nose. I was stressed out. And then Tyson showed up and like saved him.
Yeah, which is really nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Percy does give the fleece to Clarice.
Yes.
And she throws it with a spear at a tree. And automatically
Thalia is back.
Thalia is like, there's a cool effect. Thalia shows up. Thalia like screams, never. And then there's like lightning, and then Percy and her faint.
Yeah.
And then Percy wakes up in a dream, and Daddy Poseidon is there. Wearing an ugly ass outfit instead of his Hawaiian shirt, but whatever. I really like that change. I like
that Tyson. Yeah, that Tyson was there. Yeah.
Because in the book, this scene happens, but it's generally Percy and Tyson. Tyson has a dream.
But Percy is not. Yeah, Percy's not.
And Percy gets a letter later from Poseidon saying, brace yourself. But in this one, he has a whole conversation with Tyson. And Poseidon's like, oh, thank you for taking care of my son for me. And then Tyson comes in. And then Poseidon's like saying things. And he's like, we need you in the forges for the war to come. And then Tyson's like, yes, sir. And he like really wants to come and help. And it's so cute. And then Tyson starts talking more about his like time in the streets. And he's like, I had a really hard time. And then I prayed to the gods and I prayed for a friend and they sent me a brother. I literally cried. I was watching that and I started crying.
Yeah.
Because that was so sweet. And then they leave. But I loved that change. But Percy wakes up And they do the "you drew when you sleep."
Yes,
that was so
but
cute.
with Grover too. Very cute.
I loved that.
Yeah,
that was a very cute like little moment.
I really am sad because we didn't really see the trio together in this book, which is like by design the way the book is.
And then it's gonna happen next month.
And it's gonna happen next month too, which I'm really sad about. But just when they're all together, it's so cute.
Yeah. The book kind of ends with Thalia. They put the fleece in, and people are just guarding because they want to make sure that the tree
heals properly.
And then Annabeth is there,
and
then Grover wakes up Percy, and he's like, Annabeth, like on the tree, and then Percy gets freaked out. He's like, what happened to Annabeth?
Yes.
And he gets in there. He's like, Annabeth, is she safe?
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, she was just lying there, and he thought they're talking about Annabeth. Gets there, Thalia is back. Mm-hmm. But in the show, like she's there, and then he meets up with Chiron, and that's when Chiron reviews that he's Crohn's son, yada yada, and then they talk about the prophecy.
Yeah. And this is like the biggest change.
Yes. Oh, and then they tell about Zeus. They talk about what actually happened. Because in the show, before they showed just scenes of the harpies are just talking to Thalia. Something happened and it just cuts to like the tree. And in this one, we see that the harpies say something.
Yes.
To
something about Thalia. Probably the prophecy. Yes. Something about Thalia and like the war between the gods. Something like that. Yeah.
And then Zeus shows up and pulverizes them pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's a new actor because unfortunately Lance Reddick passed away, who played Zeus in the first season. It's a new actor. I personally don't know how I feel about how they portray Zeus. I don't know if I like his characterization. I think I would need just more scenes maybe with him to see, but I'm not a huge fan. But he just is talking to Thalia about it, and she's like, I'm never going to be your fighter. Like, I'm never going to fight for you and do this. Like, I just want to like be with my friends and like whatever. And she says like never. And then Zeus just full on turns her into a tree, which is not what happens in the book.
No,
because the whole thing has been that Zeus did that to save her.
Yeah.
And that's a book thing. Like that's set in stone in the book. He saved her. There's a tree on the
If you know.
If you know, you know, musical. But that was crazy change.
Yeah.
That really changes things.
I really like it.
Also, Percy has been having weird dreams about Thalia being like evil.
Yeah.
And so it ends with the show with her like opening the thing and like and then she like hugs Annabeth and then they're like she's like where's Luke? And then they're just staring at each other. In the show, it's also different in the show. She's younger in the book and she just grows.
Yeah, I think that was weird, honestly. It is I like the show change.
So in the show, she just was frozen. She was already 15. Older.
Yeah.
When Annabeth was younger, and then she's just so I'm curious to see how they're gonna do this. If they're actually gonna make Thalia a bit more of an antagonist in the next book, or if they're just gonna like brush that off quickly in the first episode.
Yeah, no, I really hope that they do something with this change. I kind of like it makes me more interested in what they're gonna do with the Titan's Curse. Because from my memory of the Titan's Curse, it has been a while, but Percy and Thalia have like a sort of antagonistic relationship where they kind of butt heads a lot.
Yeah, they're like bickering a lot.
But they don't like in the show, it feels like they're set up to be like kind of on opposite sides.
Yes.
Like she definitely seems like more of an antagonistic person, but or like not person, but like just as opposed to Percy. And I think that's interesting. And I'm really interested in this take that they're doing on the gods in the show. It kind of even makes me wonder like how far they'll take it. Like
I know, because that's the thing. It's so serious. Because in the book, they have like such silly little things that they do and like quirky things that you don't feel as threatened in a way. And I feel like in this one, you're like, wait, he fully just turned his daughter into a tree. He fully
turned his daughter into a tree. And then he like, I mean, to me, it's like he like lied about the whole story.
Yes. And he made Chiron lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa.
I know. That's like, that changes his character.
Yeah.
And I wonder what they're going to do. Because also, there's the whole thing. Percy's main concern right now is that he thinks Thalia would turn into Luke's side.
Yeah.
To Cronus' side. And now, especially now knowing what Zeus did. So.
I mean, and hey, if I were Thalia, it makes sense. Like, it makes sense.
I ain't saving my father. I am fucking shit up if he turned me into a tree for like years. If he turned me into a
tree for years?
Like, how many years? Like, is it 5 years or something?
At least.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Because I think Annabeth is 7, I think, when she comes to camp for the first time. Yeah,
so that's like...
So about 5 or 6 years. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, I guess just one quick thing about the book is that they do the chariot race again and they win. they try again.
Oh yeah, they do it again. Yeah.
Which they do. Did they do that in the show? They did too.
No, they don't do the chariot race again.
Okay. In the book, Tyson also makes this like cool watch shield thing for Percy, which is pretty cool. And it has like engravings of like their adventures in the class, which is very sweet. Miss Tyson. I kind of hope. I don't remember how much he shows up in.
I don't think very much.
That's sad.
I don't remember.
It was really good.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
I gotta reread that. Maybe we'll reread it.
We will.
Yeah, I'm definitely rereading it. But yeah, that's
our very in-depth.
That's gonna be our longest episode. I think this is one of our favorite books for sure that we've talked about because of like there's so much nostalgia. This is the first book we've reread for the show, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All the other books we've read, reread for the first time for the podcast. So obviously we have already so much history with it. So that's why I hope you enjoy it though, because yeah. We love it.
Yeah, we love reading the book. We love watching the show.
Yes.
If you have any thoughts about the show, about the book, about anything, you can let us know. You can leave a comment on Spotify. You can email us at betweenthebookspod@gmail.com.
And for the next book, we're actually going to go with a sequel of a book we've read recently. So like one of our previous episodes, we talked about Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. And the next episode, we're going to be talking about Everyone on This Train is a Suspect. So stay tuned for that. That'll be fun. So yeah, thank you so much for listening and we'll see you next time. Bye.